Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to today's video. I am going to be reviewing something that I have been waiting to sit down and share with you guys. I have been giving this guy the complete test. I've been using this for a couple of weeks now. I mentioned this item in a live that I did not too long ago, showed you guys some swatches, and you really wanted to see a review on it. So here we are. I am finally dedicating an entire video to this palette. I am talking about the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. This is a 19 color shadow and highlighter palette. This retails for $22 on the BH Cosmetics website. So we're just gonna go ahead and go over all the shades in this palette. I'm gonna create a look for you guys so I can just demo the shades for you, show you how everything works. And then of course at the end of the video, I'll show you some swatches as well. There will be timestamps in the description box below if you're interested in skipping around, or if you don't want to see the demo, or if you only want to see the demo, vice versa. You guys get the drift. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. So this is a 19 color shadow and highlighter palette. You've got highlighters in here. You've got a good mix of mattes and metallic shades. Let's just go over the shades in here. I love the layout. I'm going to point that out. I think the layout of this palette is stunning. I think it makes it very easy to use. I like the size of the pans. I love the different choices of highlighters, and of course you could use these on your eyes as well. You've got a giant mirror on the inside, which is absolutely fantastic. I have to say that this packaging I love. This is a step up for BH Cosmetics. They usually kind of have like this type of packaging here, this kind of like plasticky packaging, which isn't terrible, but this just feels a lot more high quality if you ask me. I love the giant mirror. I'm gonna point out the first thing that I noticed with this palette and what I'm absolutely obsessed with is the choice of mattes in this palette. Sand, canyon, dune, sandstone, and nightscape. There are enough mattes in here where you could create a look with those alone. You have your base shade, your crease shades. You've got like a nice warm peachy kind of terracotta tone down here, which is sandstone. Nightscape if you want to smoke it out a bit and really create like a deep outer corner or just a straight up smoky eye. Again, the color arrangement, the color story, I just love everything about this palette. It is warm tone, but to me it's actually kind of unique. Prickly Pear and Cactus, they are duochrome, so they have like a dual flip to them. I love it. Turquoise and Hot Spring, these blue shades right here are gorgeous. You can use those together. But I also think that any skin tone could really pull off the shades in this palette. Canyon would be an amazing base shade or transition shade for a darker skin tone, as well as Dune if you have very deep skin. I just feel like everything in this palette would show up beautifully on different skin types. The shade Utopia would be a beautiful highlighter for a deeper skin tone. Serenity would look beautiful on fairer skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and create a look for you. I do want to mention that I purchased the, the Rose Quartz 9-piece brush set, just to kind of try out their brushes. I will be honest right now, I don't think I'm gonna use the eye brushes because I think they're a little stiff, but I have some thoughts on the face brushes, which I will share at the end of the video as well. I am just gonna kind of wing it here. I'm gonna start off with my Delium Tools. This is the 785 tapered blending brush. I'm gonna dip right into the shade Sand. Now on my eyes right now, all I have is some concealer and setting powder to just kind of set everything down. This isn't gonna show up too much on my skin, but I do like to lay down a base of shadow just for other things to blend into. So I'm gonna sweep that all over the eye and bring it up to the brow bone. Quick and easy. Now I wanna go into kind of a more defined crease brush. This is from Morphe. This is the M433. I'm going to start off by going into the shade Canyon. Now, these are very buttery. You do not need to pick up much of the shadow at all. And as you can see, there isn't a lot of kick up in these, but they are so buttery smooth. I honestly do not know how they did it. So I'm just going to go ahead and focus on gently working that into the crease, window washer motions. Look at that. To me, this just blends flawlessly. I don't have to apply much pressure. And even if I use too much, it's like it just blends so effortlessly. That's what I think makes a fantastic shadow, is where you don't have to spend a ton of time working on it. We're all busy. We all have things to do. And it's really nice when we can just slap on some shadow with very little effort, create a glam look if we're in a pinch and we don't have a lot of time. Like, look at that. You can see for yourself that they are not patchy. It just blends stunningly, beautifully, stunningly a word? So now I'm going to take my Sigma brush. This is a diffused crease. This is the E38. I want to deepen the crease just a bit. I'm just going to gently dab into the shade Dune here and just kind of focus on the outer corner, I should say, and then kind of just work that directly into the crease. I don't want to fluff this shade out too much. I just kind of want to deepen things up a bit. If you just want like an everyday neutral look that's appropriate for work, you could stop right here. Just put a couple of these shades in the crease, slap on some mascara, and you're done. It's just so simple. So I'm going to go back into Dune, one more dip with that same brush and kind of focus a little bit more on the outer corner, starting from the outer corner and kind of dragging downward like this. I'm just in love. I am in love with these mattes. This is probably my favorite matte formula that I've tried out of everything recently, I'd have to say. I know I say that a lot when I try out eyeshadows, but I'm so blown away by this and the quality and the price. Hashtag not sponsored. I bought this with my own money, you guys. I don't know. I'm in love with it. All right, let's change this up a bit. I'm gonna go back in with this fluffy brush right here. This is the 785. I'm gonna dip just a little bit into Sandstone. Try to put that peachy shade. I'm just gonna gently layer that on top of everything. That is gorgeous. What I love about this too is that these shadows can be layered and nothing looks muddy. All right, so I want to make sure that my edges are sufficiently blended. I'm going to take this e.l.f. brush. This is the blending brush. It's all it's called. It was like, I don't know, like $2 at Target, and I love it for just blending all my shadows together. It's a handy little brush. Like you can see for yourself how gorgeous these shadows blend. Absolutely stunning. They just whoosh, it's like a beautiful wash of color on the eyes. So now I want to go ahead and make this nice and glam and super metallic. I'm just trying to decide what kind of shade I want to lay down first. I think I'm going to take the shade Heat Haze right here. I'm going to pick it up on my finger. I'm going to put that all over the lid. I'm going to bring it almost into the crease. I have very hooded eyes, so I don't have much lid space. So whenever I'm putting on any kind of metallics to make my eyes look a little bit bigger, I pretty much have to bring every shadow, as far as a metallic, into my crease. Shade is so pretty. I love it. This is almost like a very neutral palette, but like reinvented. I feel like these shades are pretty unique. Like it's like shades we've seen before, but there's just something about them. I think that's kind of where I'm at this point. I have so many eyeshadow palettes, but I'm looking for a formula that blows my mind, something different, a different texture, something like that. I am loving this eye look right now. So I want to kind of deepen up that outer V just a little bit. I'm going to take my Lamora. This is my blending brush. I rant and rave about this brush until I deepen the outer corners. I'm going to go into the shade Nightscape. You can see, look at that. There's like no kick up in these. There's like none. So nice. Just gently tap that right on the outer corner. Now let's work on that inner corner. I'm going to take the Sigma shader crease brush. This is an E47, but I love this for an inner corner highlight. I'm going to pick up the shade Quartz right here. As you notice, I haven't had to get my brush wet for any of these. Like they just work so gorgeously. I can't even imagine the intensity if we were going to get the brush wet. But of course, let's do that. So dipping into the shade Quartz, I'm going to use some of my setting spray here, just a bit. Tip: do not get your brush wet first and then dip it into your palette. You're going to make your shadows a mess. I see so many people doing that. And I'm just like, girl, no. All right, so I'm going to drag that into like this part, like the inner corner of my eye and down a bit just to really kind of blow out this metallic-y shade and really highlight. And put that along the brow bone as well. Just trying to think, let's go ahead and brighten up right here just a bit. I'm going to take the shade Quartz again on my finger here. Just kind of dab that right in the middle of the eye here just to kind of brighten everything up just a little bit. I don't want to take too much away from that beautiful shade that I just laid down, but just to kind of brighten it up. I'm just go back into Heat Haze just to make sure I didn't go over it too much. Beautiful. Let's work on that lower lash line. I'm going to take the Delium Tools, what is this? This is a 773 shader brush. Dip into the shade Sandstone and just drag that along the lower lash line. Kind of smoke it out. Use that same brush, dip back into the shade Nightscape, darker shade, and just focus on the outer part of the eye, really close to the lash line. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop on some liner, some mascara, and I will be right back. All right, you guys, so here is the completed look. Needless to say, I am totally in love with this palette. If you are looking for an affordable go-to kind of neutral palette, but with amazing, beautiful pops of color, things that will look beautiful on the lower lash line as liner, some kind of different formulas as far as highlight shadows go, then you need to check out this palette. It is a steal at $22. I can't even believe it. If this was something that could be sold in Sephora under another brand name, you could easily get away with charging $40 to $50 for this palette. The performance is mind-blowing for the price. I just have to say that. The mattes are some of the most buttery, smooth, affordable matte shadows that I have ever used. They blend with little effort, very little effort. Natural hair brushes, synthetic hair brushes, these will blend beautifully on the lids. They are pigmented, they don't skip, they're not patchy. The formula is just fantastic. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I have been testing this palette out. I've been wearing it to work. They last all day long. The pigment stays. Obviously, after more than 10 hours of wear, things are gonna fade and start to move around a bit. That just kind of goes with really any type of shadow, but these creased the least out of anything. Sometimes when you wear metallics for a long time and you look at your eye, you can see a little bit of creasing there. Not with these. They're so, so beautiful. I'm going to insert a photo here of some swatches just to kind of give you a better idea of what they look like on the skin, the way that they swatch, just to kind of give you an idea of that. Let's go ahead and put some highlighter on the face. I don't have any highlighter on right now. I'm going to use one of the brushes that came in the Rose Quartz brush set. This is the number 4. I think I want to highlight with the shade Mirage today. So beautiful. These highlighters too, stunning. I hope it gives it justice on camera. Blinding. Like, it looks so beautiful. It doesn't look chunky. It doesn't exaggerate texture. And this brush actually applies highlight really beautifully. Just to touch quickly on the brushes that I purchased, I'm not a fan of the eye brushes. I will say that. They're a little too stiff. When I did try them, I had a hard time blending things. They just don't have that like soft fluffiness to them that allows shadow to kind of fluff and blend on the lid. I'm just not a fan. However, the face brushes that came in this set are amazing. I believe I only paid like $14 or $15 for this brush set. So just to get the face brushes alone, I'm trying to find them all here. So just to get the larger face brushes alone is worth it. I love this for bronzer or fluffing blush on the cheek. This big one here, the slanted angle brush, is beautiful for contour. This is what I contoured with today. This guy here, this is the number 3, is so fluffy and soft and perfect for putting setting powder or brushing away fallout, or just, you could even contour with this as well if you wanted a more diffused contour. This number 3 brush is like a multi-use brush. It is fantastic. And again, the number 4 for highlighting, girl, like, I'm gonna layer another shade. Like, it just puts highlight so beautifully. Look at, let's stop for a second. I'm all over the place. The highlights in this palette, like, are you joking me? This shade here, Mirage mixed with Utopia, is just, oh, my giant hoops. Stunning. Look at that. Gorgeous highlight. I'm in love. All in all, you guys, the large face brushes from the Rose Quartz collection, amazing. This is pretty much half the brushes in the set. So again, even if you bought the whole set, you weren't super impressed with the eye brushes in it, it's worth it just for these brushes alone. The Desert Oasis palette coming in at $22 along with these blinding ass highlights. Yes, worth it. If you've been thinking about trying this palette, don't think any longer. Just try it. It is beautiful. You will not be disappointed. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Give this video a huge thumbs up if you like it, share it, and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Be sure to hit that notification bell, otherwise you will not get notifications at all when I upload videos. If you're interested in getting those notifications, leave me a comment down below. If you have this palette, let me know what you think of it. What are your favorite shades? I want to thank you so much for watching, you guys. I'm just going to go ahead and say it now. It's technically tomorrow, but my 1 year of YouTube is pretty much now. Whew. I don't like getting emotional on camera, and I'm like, oh, another emotional YouTuber, but it really is near and dear to my heart. This has been such a learning experience. I have grown so much as a person starting this channel. It really truly has changed me. So I need to get off camera before I mess up my makeup and start crying, because it is a personal thing to me. It's not just, oh, you know, the subscribers and the numbers and all that. It's just more so how it has helped me grow and find a confidence that I didn't know that I had. So if you are struggling, you are beautiful, you are worth it. Don't ever tell yourself anything less. Don't let anyone ever make you feel anything less. Yeah, maybe I need to make a video about confidence, something like that. We can get emotional together. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you so much, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.